Welcome to the highlight show for week 8 of Ultimate Pool The Masters. Carl Morris, the former world champion, is the headline act in this group. He'll be taking on young superstar Justin Matthews in our first match. Redmond and Luke Terry, two good challengers, will do battle in our second match. Let's get straight into the first match then. Carl Morris has the opening break. Stephen Jameson and Will Caldwell are on commentary.
How about it? The youngest ever world champion, that is Carl Morris. I can tell you now, he wouldn't be now if he won it. Against Justin Matthews, just 13 years of age. And a golden break to start things off. Carl, you're supposed to help the little lad out a little bit. 1-0 in the blink of an eye. Carl Morris, golden break. Absolutely extraordinary. Hand up an apology. I think against any other Ultimate Pool professional, Carl Morris is celebrating that one all day. But I think even Houdini feels a little bit bad that he's gone 1-0 up in such a fashion against the mini-me, Justin Matthews.
What a
Come
start,
on, Justin,
what
respond.
A start for Carl Morris.
Oh, is he going to go it off? Welcome to the big league, son.
Welcome to Ultimate Pool, Justin.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the worst possible start that Justin could have had. He probably wanted a frame and so just to settle himself in and ease the nerves a little bit. But after speaking to him tonight, I can tell you he's really up for this.
Oh, I mean, you've got to be, haven't you? It's incredible, really. You know, 13 years of age, youngest ever player who's ever taken part in an Ultimate Pool event. Special shout out to the Pocket Rocket, Charlie Earnshaw. You've not had it on screen yet, but it's been on the Challenger Series for 2022. Really, really talented player from Yorkshire. But as for Justin Matthews, an incredible moment for him, really. He was speaking to some of his family earlier. They're so proud of him, so buzzing for it. And what an opportunity. The biggest thing for him, and it might be difficult for him to process this, but the biggest thing for him is just to enjoy it, try and get as much out of it as he can. But he'll be so desperate to do well and win tonight. But he's up against here a world-class player. It's not going to be easy for him at all.
No, it's not. I mean, I think all that Justin can ask for this tonight is just, you know, put in as good a performance as you can. You know, don't do anything rash, you know, so to speak, but a golden break straight off the bat for Carl Morris probably put him under a little bit of pressure, but Carl's got a little bit of work to do here just on this finish.
Well, and that's the thing with watching Carl Morris, is he'll frequently give you hope if you're sat in that opposition chair.
He will.
There's so many moments where Carl Morris, you're watching him and you think he's nowhere, he's not got a chance, but he earned that nickname Houdini for a reason. And despite cue ball in hand on an opening setup, he's made pretty heavy weather of these opening few pots, but now you'd say, I think he's on track. If he can get through to that bottom red.
Yeah, it looks like he can. I think he's okay. It's no surprise that some of the most magic moments in Ultimate Pool have come from Carl Morris, because you just never know what you're going to get with him. He's so entertaining to watch, and what better way to start off tonight. Yeah, he's just having a look. I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's absolutely fine. Needs the cannon to come out kind. I think he's okay. But Carl will, I mean, I know it's a long time ago for him, but he'll almost know what it feels like a little bit to be in Justin's shoes, because he himself was, you know, a youth standout. He had an incredible junior record, and obviously was the youngest ever world champion, aged just 21. But before that, I mean, he was playing County A's, I think, when he was like 14 or something like that. He was a super junior player.
Yeah, he could have probably made this look a bit easier, Carl. He's made it look difficult, but he gets there in the end and takes a 2-0 lead.
8-ball in motion again. This time it's going to stay up. And is it going to be
Dry?
dry? It is. And Justin Matthews sprints out the chair and gets first poke in a frame for the first time.
I'm really eager to see him play, because I've actually... This is this doesn't mean anything by any stretch of imagination, but I have had a few frames with him, and he is really, really good to watch. He's going to be a star for the future, that's for sure. But just be keen to see how he settles here.
The biggest thing is, and it is almost, it's like watching something that isn't real, because the way that he plays is exactly the same as anyone who'd be like 10 years older than him. But obviously, he's so much smaller. So when he's dragging that cue around the table, it's at like a 45-degree angle just so you can see it. It is amazing. And he can certainly play. I was watching him practice on the arena table a little bit earlier when I came in. And I just such a quick player, makes the game look so easy.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he's just played there, because he's just rolled the red in, and I'm not... Whether he was meaning to leave himself on the red that's closest to the top right, I'm not sure whether he has. Yeah, I think he's...
Not to be for young Justin.
I think it's a bit of self-infliction there. I'm pretty confident he was leaving himself for the top right, and he's not got on it. Tried to play safe, and yeah, it's probably going to be all about those 2 yellows close to the right centre. If Carl can break those open, which I think he's going to go and play for straight away, this could be 3-0 in no time. Well, I think he's fortunate. I think he's just made that into a plant, and
yeah.
I think he's caught the red, and it's sort of done the work for him.
Yeah, he's having a little look at it. I think he can certainly make it a plant, even if it isn't maybe direct. He might even be able to play one of them to the top right as well. So I think he's fine here.
Yeah, he's got options. Regardless, he can always reroute. Plenty of time though to go in this match just yet. So even if it does get to 3-0, you've just got to think, right, I've had a chance there. It's not quite gone my way, but it's still plenty of time. Oh, wow.
Oh, it's going to drop back in your seat, young man. Carl,
Wow.
You're killing him.
Carl Morris, what are you doing to us?
Oh, Justin Matthews, and this is a phrase that he would have heard only about 2 years ago. Welcome to big school.
I mean, his demeanour looks really, really good round the table. He's not looking flustered at all.
Yeah, he looks relaxed, which is really important,
Yeah.
actually. I mean, we've seen players with an awful lot more years on their side than young Justin Matthews look very, very edgy and nervous. Carl Morris has also got a couple of shots to play here. I think he can get through to it off the yellow on the left-hand side, but then his route to the 8-ball could be difficult.
Yeah, I think he's just going to leave the top yellow. Oh, he's choosing to run through. I mean, he's still got work to do. He's still got to get back onto the 8-ball here, so he's probably going to want to leave himself straight on the yellow to the top right so he can come back, because there's so many reds in the way. I'm not sure there's any other path back to the 8-ball.
Yeah, I think he's just come to terms with the fact he's probably going to have to leave distance.
Yeah, he's going to have to draw this back to the side rail and just accept that he's going to have to play this. No, this is a big shot.
This is a tester.
Well, this will just tell you how confident Carl Morris is feeling.
Yeah, this is a
This
tester.
is not easy. Yeah,
it's
very
such
well
a good
cued.
shot.
Carl Morris continued to dominate the match, winning the next 4 frames to go 7-0 in front. He's now breaking off 1 frame away from victory.
He will take more from tonight than I think he will of any of his wins. Honestly, you learn so much more.
Yeah, 1000%.
When you lose and when you win. Yeah, and wouldn't you know it, they broke pretty nice for Carl.
Carl barely even got down on this break as well. He's played some lovely shots tonight, Carl Morris. And the way that he plays, we talked about it at the start of the match, the way that he plays does make you think that you've got a bit of a chance, because he plays a little bit close to the edge sometimes, but when he's playing well, he's played really well. The only mistake that I think he can make is, that I think you can say he made, was when he tried to play the yellow off the red towards his bottom right corner pocket. Didn't quite get it right after a loose positional shot, and that's about it, really. He's been pretty faultless other than that.
Yeah, he's not got on the red that he wanted to get on here, so he's just going to have to reroute, and this has just made this a little bit more difficult than he would have liked. But again, you'd expect Carl just to come up with something here. He's going to have to play a shot to get back on these reds, but if anyone can, it's Carl Morris.
Yeah, there you go.
He's actually overdone it. But
He has overdone it, yeah.
I think
he's on one to the middle, I think. Not 100% sure, mind. He's having a good look. I think the one he's closest to, Snicks.
I think he might play this as a double.
Oh, great shout.
Yeah.
Great shot as well from Carl Morris.
And another one back to back.
Doesn't quite get it. That would have been a champagne finish from Carl Morris.
Come on, Justin, get the one for us.
We're all rooting for you here, Justin. Should mention the scoreboard will just get updated in a second. It is 7-0 at the moment. Carl Morris on the hill.
Even if he's got to play safe here and just tuck him away just to get the one, honestly, it'll do him the world of difference. Yeah, he's gone game on it. And you just think that would be that. I think...
Shake of the head from Justin Matthews.
He looks defeated, doesn't he? And 7-0. Just not been his night, but I know how good he can play. And
well, he was dishing you up earlier, wasn't he?
That's not difficult. But
we've all been there.
We've all been there.
Oh, hello, Carl. Come on, mate.
Oh, Carl, stop it. Come on, the poor lad's had enough.
This will land as well. Yeah, absolutely fine. What a shot for Carl Morris that is.
Where's the white? Yeah, it's there.
Brilliant finish from Carl Morris. And nice to see a shake of hands between two really, really nice guys as well. Carl Morris just offering some words of wisdom to young Justin Matthews.
On to our second match, Del Redmond and Luke Terry. It was nip and tuck through the first 5 frames, with Del Redmond edging 3-2 in front, and he has the break in frame 6.
And Luke Terry's going to get first go in the match again. As Del breaks dry.
Well, it's a much better break from Del this time. Gets the pack open a lot better. But the unfortunate thing for him is that they have opened up very nicely for Luke.
Yeah, good first shot. And this is a good chance here for Luke Terry just to get himself going. Because despite leading at one stage in the match, never really felt that he's been that comfortable.
No, he's just run aground in a couple of the previous frames, and this is a golden opportunity. And if he can take this out first time, it'll do him the world of good. So it's the frame's gonna be all about the transition from the red on the top rail down to the bottom red.
Yeah, he's just looking at it now.
He just leaves himself. Yeah. I think he can just stun down sort of anywhere towards the centre pocket. The right centre pocket, that is.
Yeah, nicely played.
Yeah.
And this will do him so much good.
Yeah. Taking these well as Luke. This will just settle him a little bit.
Yeah, lovely stuff from Luke Terry. Needed that, did the boy wonder. Yeah, quickest draw in the West is Cowboy Tom Cooney. And that's him switching off. Luke Terry on the cut break. And that's going to bring Del Redmond to the table. Not fully happy out there is Luke.
No. I have seen over the last few months a lot of players opting for the cut break. I think it must just be finding that there's a nicer split on the table, and a lot more players seem to be playing that style of break recently. Oh, it's a contentious subject for some of the professionals who want it
Well,
removed or...
You can sit here with Chris Melling and he can hammer the cut break for 3 hours and then turn up at the Players' Championships 2 weeks later and start cut breaking.
The cheek of him. Yeah, he's just tried to go into his awkward yellow there, Dell, and actually made it now more awkward than first glance.
Yeah, work to do here. Sarcastic tap of the table from Del Redmond.
Yeah, I think he's just he's left himself this yellow on the top left.
I think he can get into his bad ball here, though. It's not a bad out for him. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, lovely.
Needs a run.
But...
Has he got his next ball?
Well, I don't think the yellow passes to the top right. So he's got a little snick back here to the bottom right.
Shot.
Yeah, he's played it nice. Good recovery.
Yeah, he's in it. So his next sort of problem ball, if you like, is the 8 ball. And he goes to... Well, it's just a little bit awkward to land on. So you need to pick your route here. I think if you land anywhere near straight on the yellow that's closest to the 8 ball, you're in business, really, if it's your final ball. It's still the case now.
I think he's okay. I think he can use the red. He's either going to come round the red in the centre of the table, just below the yellow that he's trying to get back onto. He's going to come round the back of that. Wasn't sure whether he could just screw into it, but yeah, use it as a little bit of a bumper. And now he's just going to nudge into this red. Nudge it out the way. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, perfect from Del Redmond. Much more like it from Del Boy.
Very nice.
And he goes 4-3 up. Can he get his break firing? Because if he can, he's actually been all right in open table with Del tonight. That break's just not worked for him at all, though. He's going to get a ball here, though, and it's a nice split for him here.
I think he's just heard you say that, because that's the best break he's done all night.
Yeah, really nice.
He didn't catch them very well.
I've just heard the noise. I've just heard the noise for the 15-second shot clock. We're already into the last 15 minutes of the match here.
First time we've heard it tonight.
And Del will have to mind his work here. I'm a little bit mistaken. I've jumped the shark a little bit. 15 seconds coming in at 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, we've just got a bit ahead of ourselves there, haven't we?
I think I'm just hearing things. I just could have sworn I heard the noise for the next stage of the match.
That was just going to come off the right rail here. I think he's just okay. He's coming over the top of these yellows, though. This is tricky. He would have wanted to have been much straighter on this red. Big shot for 5-3. Nope. Well then, another twist.
Another twist and another chance.
Well, Luke, these are the opportunities that you've got to take if you want to advance to tonight's group final.
Yeah, they certainly are. These have to go, really.
Just got to take your time with this finish because he's just walking around a little bit. You know, they look like they're straightforward, and before you know it, you can take your eye off the pot. And
well, these three are a little bit annoying, really. They don't really connect up to each other
exactly.
at all.
I think, to be honest, I think he's probably got the wrong path. He's taken all the, what you would probably consider the simple shots out, and now he's got a bit of work to do.
Yeah, hasn't he just?
This is very thin to the top left. I would not want to be taking this on. There's definitely warrant here for safety. He's taking it on. This is a big shot because the cue ball is going to be flying. Yep. Well, I'd say he's going to get away with it.
I'm not sure he is.
I don't think he is.
Just goes to show, doesn't it, that even when things seem really, really simple, you always, always have to mind your work, plan your route, do all the basics, no matter at what stage of the match you're in. It felt like he just started potting balls there, Luke, and that's how quickly you can come aground.
Well,
he's got away with it.
He's got away with it, but
he's not been left anything easy. Looks like a double first up, but he's got to get down to that yellow.
Well, he's got to play this. It's not a straight double, so he's going to have to make it, and the angle will actually take him back down to the yellow on the bottom rail. So it's a chance, but it's not easy. Big shot required. No, but he's got away with this. He's got away with murder. Just holds his hand up to Dell there.
Yeah, you better. What a run he's had here.
This reminds me. This exact shot reminds me of Tom Cousins out the snooker in the dying seconds of the pair. He's going the opposite way to what Tom went because Tom absolutely pumped it into the middle, but then Dell's going the other way. Yeah, just ask the question again of Luke. I mean, he's not left anything easy.
Again, getting onto that second yellow, even if you make this double.
He's not going to go. I don't think he's going to go for it here. I think the obvious shot for me is just snick off the yellow and try and hide behind the 8-ball. I don't mind this shot, but you've got to make sure you cover the red. So, of all the shots that Dell's missed tonight, you just think this is the one that he'll just cue, drop it in. Not got to worry about the 8-ball. Yeah.
You say he's not going to worry about it.
It's just okay. Just okay.
I feel like the one thing that's tripping Luke up, and it has been regularly through this match, the pace of the table, I think, keeps catching him.
Yep.
Job done for Dell Redmond.
Yeah, another frame that's got away from Luke there. There was a golden opportunity to level the scores up, and you can just, for me, I think you can just feel the scales tipping in Dell's favour here. Hey, ball!
Oh,
wow.
Well, that's one way to get yourself back into the match. Luke Terry, golden break.
Yeah, I love that one. Just what he needed at the right time.
Oh, didn't he just?
Puts all the pressure now back on Dell because for all that hard work, he's now back to one frame in front.
Dell responded by winning the next 2 frames to go 3 clear and has the break in frame 12. Only 3 minutes 20 left on the clock.
3 frames the differential. Dell Redmond on the hill. And it will be Luke Terry with first poke. 3 minutes to get yourself a draw in a 6-red shootout.
I think that's probably just one thing that Carl Morris is going to have one eye on going into tonight's group final, if he is to face Dell Redmond, is that Dell's presenting his opponent with quite a few opportunities off his break.
Oh, if it is Dell to play, Carl, he will have to break better, you feel, because Luke Terry's had a lot of chances in this match.
Nice first pot. He just probably wanted to be on one of these 2 yellows.
I don't know. Can he snick through to that one in the middle? Yeah. Otherwise, he's on nothing.
No, he's okay.
I thought he was actually in a bit of bother there.
Yeah, he's just, again, you can be conscious here of just not minding your work.
Get these out, golden
Not
break.
sure what he's played there.
And you're back in with
absolutely no reason to be playing that. For me, he just had to stun out, and he's got a choice of 2 yellows. And for whatever reason, I don't know whether he thought he didn't have the angle, but he's sort of topped it, and he's nowhere. And well,
what a recovery pot that is.
What a shot that is.
Position's a mug's game.
Who needs position? That's a shot of the night so far for me.
I mean, the shot he played prior to it was a bit of a shocker, really. What a pot that is to recover it.
Fantastic from Luke Terry from nowhere.
Well, he's going to get out.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to need a golden break. But he's still clinging on in there. 133 left. 7-5 now the score. And then do it again.
Yep.
8 ball is moving. Get moving.
It's dry. And that could be that.
It should be. Del Redmond can just pot out now. Oh, we got 120. Take your extension. Minute left. 4 balls. Job done. Doesn't really need to worry about getting out here. Del Redmond is into tonight's group final. And he's deserved it, you'd say.
Yeah, he's looked the more clinical of the 2 players, I must say, the more relaxed. Been in this environment before in the pairs and obviously in the Challenger final. Just that experience has told tonight. Certainly don't think it will be the last we'll see of Luke Terry.
No, he's still got so much ahead of him.
Does Del want to finish with a flurry?
Yeah, is he going to get a minute clearance to get out?
I think it's always nice to finish the match.
In the grand scheme of things, Del's played well in the end. Took him a little while to get going, but actually after that, he's been very decent.
He's just over on this, but
is he going to get a chance to pot the 8 ball? Not quite, doesn't matter. He'll take the 7-5 victory nevertheless. Del Redmond gets through Luke Terry, and we'll play Carl Morris in tonight's group final.
On to our group final. Carl Morris made the faster start, winning the opening couple of frames. Del responded by winning the next 2 and has the break in frame 5.
I wouldn't go as far to say it's impossible, but it is very, very tough because...
Well, Jez Graham's a good example because he's won an event and done absolutely nothing in 3 others and not made it to the first weekend, and he's still sat in 7th position in the rankings, and even then I don't think it's possible for him not to become an ultimate pool professional next year. So I think you're right.
Yeah, the only one that you would look at there is Connor Jones. So Connor Jones is currently sat in 8th, hasn't won an event. He's had a semi-final and a final. So he's the exception to the rule there. But I think part of that...
There's a fair few looking over their shoulders because there's 2 events to play and there's plenty. I mean, you take a look at something, you go down and down and down the list, and you know, you've got the likes of Morgan McInnes and Ian Alley, 39th and 40th, who are more than capable of winning an event. Jake Newler, 44, put out Mick Hill in the Masters.
Ben Rowland, 47.
Yeah, look at the form he was on last week in the Masters. It just keeps on going. And, I mean, you go right to the end, and there's still names that you've recognised and who've had good runs and all the rest of it. It really isn't outside the realms of possibility. It's a ruthless school. Is the Ultimate Pool Challenger Series.
Well, it just goes to show that, you know, you can be you could have one really, really good weekend and it's enough.
Andy Blurton is 164th.
It's just crazy.
And so
Absolutely
you'd
crazy.
be far pushed, I think, to go around to find someone in the Ultimate Pool Pro Series who wouldn't say that Andy Blurton's at the level to play there.
Well, runner-up in the Amateur Championships this earlier this year. Lost out to Ryan Fleming, and I'd be interested to see where Ryan Fleming sits in that leaderboard as well, because I don't think he's out of contention, but he's
136th.
There you go. So it's a brutal series. It really is.
Yeah, they need a result then too in the last weekend.
Carl's just run a little bit of ground again here, but he's okay. He's got options. He's got the yellow to the left middle. And I think if he can just hold on for the yellow in the centre of the table to the opposite centre. Oh, nope.
Have to come back down again.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Still okay.
He's having a good look. Does that yellow next to the red come into this bottom right corner pocket? He kind of needs it to. He's going to place yellow to the top left, stun across, and it must go. I think it's tight, but it must go. Cool, rather you than me, mate.
Well, this is touching the red, I'm pretty sure, so he's got to cue this. He's got to cue this well.
Played that really well. This is a fantastic visit to the table from Carl Morris.
Lovely.
That's awesome from Carl Morris. It really is.
Consistent player without winning a Pro Series or winning any event for that matter. He always seems to be business end of events. And
yeah, he had a brilliant year in 2021.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. Obviously, he's tasted glory with Carl Sutton in the Pairs Cup, but I think it's only a matter of time before we see Sean pick up a title of his own.
Yeah, well, he's there or thereabouts in the rankings. He's 16th at the moment. Had decent runs in the Pro Cup, had a decent run in the Pro Series Grand Slam. He also had a decent run at 2 events. I think he's been quarterfinals twice. So again, he's had a good year. I mean, he's just above his old buddy Carl Sutton, despite the fact that Carl's had a Pro Series win. So he must be doing something all right. Although I will say the caveat there is Carl missed a weekend.
Yeah, it was really nice to see Carl win an event, because Carl's CV speaks for itself, and I think you could probably, there's argument to say he's was one of the better players on Ultimate Pool not to have won an event, and you could just see the emotion sort of come out of him and the relief come off his shoulders.
For me, I mean, one of my favourite wins on the Ultimate Pool promotion so far. Just you'd struggle to find anyone who wasn't delighted for Carl Sutton to get that win.
Yeah.
Really, really likeable guy. Had been a bit down on his game in recent months, and I mean that result over the weekend it just said to absolutely everyone that even if you're low on confidence, even if you don't feel like you're playing anywhere near your best, there's so many good players, and they're all capable of winning a series.
Well,
all of them.
The field that Carl ran through,
joke.
It was absolutely, it's probably the strongest field that anyone's had to come through to win.
The first time he didn't play an Ultimate Pool champion was the final, which was against Dave McNamara.
Yeah, it was scary good. And what a final it was. I mean, Dave did everything he could to keep with Carl, and he was way behind at one point, clawed it back, and I think Carl was the deserved winner, but he had let's just say a lovely slice of fortune right at the end where he's got on the ball. I think he's either fluked the ball, he's cut it into the middle, it's rattled and gone straight across and gone in the opposite corner, centre, and it sort of just popped Dave's balloon. And good to see them both in the final, because both fantastic guys, and you know, I think they're both thoroughly could have been deserved winners. As Carl takes out another lovely finish here, just sort of stepping into his stride here now.
Yeah, hitting the straps is Houdini Morris. So 4-2 Houdini Morris. Del Redmond hasn't really touched the table in what feels like a long time.
8 balls moving.
He's going to be touching the table here. What a break that is.
Yeah, I think it's got shades of the previous frame, this. I think, although the yellows look nice, I actually think that the yellow stopping up at the end of the table could be Del's saving grace, because reds are reds are the balls. He doesn't have an easy opener. He's got to cut back into the middle. The yellows are more awkward than they look, and the 8 ball's awkward. So for me, I think he's got to take on the awkward red. If he makes the awkward red,
if you go yellows, the 8 ball's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's going to take the yellow at top. Well, he's going to take in the red, which I think is the right shot, because if you get it, it's as good as the frame ball. And he has.
Yeah, that's cash ball, isn't it? You'd feel like in this frame.
Still work to do here. Just got to play, for me, I think, take the red above the 8 ball, come back for the red along the rail, top rail, and then use the ball in the middle of the table, sort of work your way back down to the reds at the bottom of the table.
Looks like he's playing this red.
No, I think he's just looking at best positions to get onto that. Yeah, I can certainly sometimes see them, Steve, but I can't often play them. I've had a few messages tonight saying I found my calling.
It isn't out there.
Yeah, from one Chris Pigeon patient, which is a lovely touch.
Oh, best player on the night in Monday's Pairs Cup was King Pigeon. Awesome performance.
He was absolutely fantastic. It was so good to see, and what a pairing though. That's such a fantastic, dynamic between the two of them, and so good to see Darren back on the table. But for me, Chris was actually the performer of the night. He was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, not in question. Absolutely not in question. Played brilliant. Darren started really well, but actually, as the night got on, made a couple of mistakes that you wouldn't ordinarily associate with a player of his class and quality.
No,
but I really did think Chris played outstanding in that match. It's a lovely shot from Del. Controlled that really nicely, actually.
Yeah, he's just left this 8 ball at a little bit of distance, but you fancy Del to take this out.
Oh, he'd be sick if he missed this. He'd be sick if he missed this.
Just felt that I think he actually wanted to be on the bottom of the 2 reds rather than the top one, and I think he left himself a little bit short and had to take the top red. Yeah, he's not happy from where he was. He's just snatched at it.
Del's such a good curist. I mean, we've seen him stroke so many shots in. Sort of surprised him try and punch that home.
Yeah, he's made a couple of those shots tonight, and I think it just boils down to, experience on the table, pressure. And that was a huge frame for Del to win, because from what was nailed on 4-3, you'd bet your house that this is going to be 5-2. Yeah, and just a little bit like the first match that Carl was in this evening. That, you know, Justin had chances in that match, and he'll certainly take a lot from that. And I don't think 8-0 was a true reflection of the match. I think another night that goes a lot closer if Justin takes the chances that he did get. But Dell's had much, more cleaner chances tonight.
Yeah, he certainly has.
And that's one that's got away from him there.
Is that the event where he gets his back swinging?
The beauty of the Players' Championship is it's got a bit of both. You've got your exciting short format group stages on the Saturday, and then when it opens up into the long format sets on the Sunday, so far you sort of look into the old guard, if you would. Chris Mellon's come through, Carl Boys, Seifert Simmons has come through, and then with the performance from Gareth mustered up last weekend, it's just setting itself up for an absolute humdinger of a quarter-final lineup. I mean, you add any 4 more players into that, and it's just going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Josh Corkett, worth pointing out, is a challenger player. He's drawn that group, and he must be thinking, "Is this what it's going to be like next year?"
Well,
but he's had some go this year.
Yeah, Josh Corkett is certainly pro level player. I know he's played on other tours in the past, and it would be no shock if he pulled off a Connor Jones-esque performance and ran deep in that event, because he is more than capable.
Carl Morris has to play this well. Here's the key shot in the frame. He eyed this up right when he first came to the table.
I think he's okay because he's always got the insurance of the other red.
Well, he's controlled that beautifully. Played the double kiss. It's clever. Controlled the reds, and this is about to be 6-2. Carl Morris has been brilliant tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see Carl back flowing and back playing to the level that we know he can. No nonsense from Carl Morris, I wish he's sort of taking Scott Price's nickname tonight.
Yeah.
He has been fantastic.
6-2 and a long way back now for Del Redmond. Carl Morris is flying here. Outstanding group to round out the Players' Championship there.
8-ball.
Oh, it's in.
Over there.
How about that for Del Redmond?
Just what Del needed.
We've seen a few of these tonight.
We have. I think that's the third one tonight. They're all cut. I think pretty much every player's been cut breaking, so I'm not surprised to see quite a few. He's had a little kick there from the cue ball. Del Redmond all of a sudden gives himself a lifeline.
The next 2 frames were shared with break clearances, putting Carl Morris 1 frame away from victory. We joined Del Redmond halfway through frame 12.
Yeah, he is relying on a little bit of fortune here, Del. I mean, he can actually play on the yellow to the left centre if he fancies playing for position. He's just overrun.
He's overrun by a ball.
He might be on the ball to the top left. If he's not, he can at least hit it. And he's having a look. It's tight. It's very tight, but how do you get back on the yellow? Well, you don't. That's the question.
Well, yeah, there's your answer.
Yeah, he had an awful lot to do there, and this is do or die now for Del. Where's the yellow?
What? Oh, he's nearly played a worldie there. It's not a bad result.
It's not a bad
way.
result. No, it's not.
He's made Carl Morris play a shot here.
Yeah, Carl's not out of the woods just yet.
15-second shot clock. He's okay.
Yeah,
Buzzer goes off, but he's absolutely fine. That's a good shot.
Yeah, Del's very, very much odds against here. Where's the sheller going? Well. Oh, if it just snicked, he's just going to snick by the red.
Well, if Carl Morris wants to, he can go and win it here, but this is a tough shot.
He's got an element of insurance with this, because it's either going to drop or stay over the hole.
Staying over the hole it is.
Well, this is all just played into Carl Morris's hands here. There's running down the clock. Dell needs 3 frames to force a tie. Well,
Well, let's have another watch of this shot from Del Redmond. Can tell you Scott Price is going to be watching this as well. We're going to see that in a little bit more detail in just a second. So referee Scott Price wants to have a look at this shot. Not 100% sure. Well, I know why. He wants to make sure there wasn't a foul. I'm not 100% sure. Wonder if he thinks Dell might have hit the red first.
yeah, we're just waiting for the angle to come back up. Obviously, if Scott feels this was a tight call.
So here it comes. And it is, I mean, this is tight.
I think at first glance that looks like both, but that is some call from Scott, because no.
Well, I think that can only be the replay confirming what Scott thinks he saw.
Yeah, you've got to go with your gut there if you've not got the replay available to you. But fortunately for Scott, he has, and
I think Scott initially thought that was a foul, and
Yeah.
that replay's just confirmed it for him.
yeah, absolutely.
Because I must admit that at first glance, when I saw the replay, I thought, actually, yeah, that does look red first. There's not a huge amount in it, but I mean,
Yeah, Carlo just want to get this over and done with here,
and he's just about to. Yeah, I was about to say, 2 balls away from a spot in the next round. And Carl Houdini Morris is just about there. It's been an impressive performance from Carl. He's only dropped 4 frames in the entire evening as he runs through young Justin Matthews and Del Redmond as well. Carl Houdini Morris into the next round of the Masters in style.
So Carl Morris makes it through to the second stage of the Masters in fairly comfortable fashion. If you'd like to watch this night back, you can. It is on ultimatepool.tv. Or if you're looking forward to next week, this is what we have for you. Dom Cooney is the standout name in this group. Matt Cook, Jared Griffiths and Tom Taylor join him in Ultimate Pool, the Masters, Week 9.